What's up, everybody? Long time no see. Today, we're smoking on a newbie. Never heard of it. And I'm excited about it. Let me go back to my notes here. It is the Romacraft Chromagnon. Sorry if I butchered that. Pennsylvania broadleaf. Has a candela kind of barber pole appearance to it. So we got a Maduro Pennsylvania broadleaf wrapper, a Sumatra hybrid binder, and a Dominican/Nicaraguan filler. Let's see. Specifically, this one's called the EMH Clovis, and it's a 5x56. They're calling that the Parejo. Originates from Nicaragua and has a pretty full strength. That's what I'm going off of. First puffs here, I would definitely say I'm getting a little bit more of a mellow flavor than I was expecting for how Maduro oily it's looking. I almost have like a slight kind of milk coffee-ish mix with the kind of traditional Maduro that you get. When I was smelling it and dry puffing it, I was getting a lot of that little Barnyard smell and flavor, just traditional like cow shit that we always joke about, but it's very prevalent. I wonder if it's the candela lightening up a tiny bit or something. I like it. I think it's interesting.
I'm getting. Hey, welcome back to the channel.
What's up?
By the way, I am getting a very grassy on the Retrohale, and spicy, very hot and spicy and strong on the Retrohale. On the puff, I'm getting like a bitter chocolate, a dark chocolate. But if the smoke cools down a little bit, I get some sort of it's almost like I don't want to say cheese, but it could be like a creamy kind of thing. I'm gonna puff it again. Oh, I got something different than Retrohale now. Some like floral. So is that grassy feature on this cigar, on the Retrohale, on the beginning of it, it's there. And on the puff, I do get the coffee, but I also get that dark chocolate. And I didn't feel the creamy this time.
I definitely, after going back in a couple puffs, I'm getting that peppery spice note where it's like the back of my tongue. I kind of feel like that spicy, peppery.
There is a little tingly on the outside of the tongue.
Yep,
yeah.
even on the outsides and even going into like the bottom of my cheek a tiny, tiny bit, almost like tannins would from like a wine or something, almost like dry out the side of your cheeks. And this could be a placebo effect, but I feel like there's like a subtle sweetness there, but it's not like overly sweet, almost like a dried fruit or something, like a dried apricot.
That's what I was trying to, that I got something different. It was a little sweet, but it's like, how is that sweet when I'm getting a bitter chocolate thing? And,
yeah.
So, yeah.
Interesting. Like when you take a fruit, you dry it, it's like still sweet inherently, but it takes out a little bit of that, like that sugary, watery flavor. So to me, it's like, I mean, I can't say it's apricot, fig, whatever. It's something in that family, but just dried is how I would describe it. That's what I'm getting.
Very interesting. I mean, this is complex. Jeez,
yeah.
I mean, it's grassy. It's almost like, remember that very, very first Triple Leggero that we smoked outside? Mm-hmm. It has exactly that punch. And I remember that we were afraid of smoking that Triple Leggero, so we ate before and stuff. And it's like, this has that vibe.
Bit punchy.
It's taking me back like 3 years. You know what I mean?
Kind of got that grassy note. It's good. I like it. I like it a lot. And I guess we should mention for the viewers, this was in our market. We're in Central Texas. It was $14 a stick, I believe you said.
$14.25 plus tax.
So this is not your entry-level cigar by any means in flavor profile or price. So this is probably someone that's been around the block that I would recommend it for. But if you're looking to try something new, so far just started with it, but so far I'm impressed. I think it's an interesting little stick.
This has a bunch of flavors.
Yeah, it does.
We are in the beginning stage of it, so really, really interesting. I think I'm gonna like this cigar a lot. I don't know how it's gonna develop. It has candela in it. We reviewed recently a candela cigar, thinking it was a Connecticut because it was completely oxidized.
Oh, okay.
and I did like it.
Okay.
And it had like a smooth, but it was like one single flavor throughout. So I don't think the Candela does much to the flavor of the cigar, other than bringing a little bit of that floral note.
Like that floral note or refinement, because I would say just another tasting note, the smoke and just the quality is very smooth. That is the word I would use to describe it, and you just said the same thing. So I don't find it to be harsh or bitter insofar. It's very smooth.
No, the bitterness that I get is like a chocolate, like a 70%,
Cacao or
65% cacao. It's interesting, and I do like dark chocolate. So I don't like when the bitter taste gets too strong, like wood, but bitter wood, or
Right.
so bitter chocolate.
Almost goes like super cedary, and it's just like it bites your tongue a little bit.
I like if there is the cedar taste without the bitterness. When the two together, it's more off my palate. This one so far, I mean, we're not far at all in the beginning. So
I think that's
I
why
can't
we
say so far. So
struggle sometimes to find like the Connecticut that we like the best, because we'll enjoy that cedar note, but then it can go too far and bitter, where sometimes it's hard to balance. I don't think this has that problem so far, at least. Obviously, we got a lot to go, but I'm liking it. I guess I should also note this is my first cigar review back post LASIK surgery, so don't make fun of me if I end up looking like Paul Briggs. Start crying here. So I joined the family. Sorry, Paul.
see you in a bit.
See you in a little bit. Thank you. All right, everybody, we are back here into the final third. I've had progression of the same flavor, but the overall smoothness has kind of subsided slightly. I wouldn't call it bitter, but I think a note that I'm going to steal from Hilton here is I did get a little bit of a metallic-y taste here at the end, and almost like a chalkiness that's building up on the tongue. Overall, I think it's a really good flavor profile. I don't know how much the Candela is really affecting everything overall, or if it's a little bit more of just kind of a nice visual addition. That being said, should go ahead and give the score now.
I would like to talk about my taste profile when we do the score after.
Go for it. Do your profile.
Okay, so I'm getting like a Goya Maria biscuit or cookies that we had to research these in here on the internet to find it. You can actually buy that at Walmart or Walgreens, and on the Retrohale. So I found that taste that has some sort of sweetness to it, and then kind of some sort of creaminess as well. But it's very temperature hot on Retrohales. It's almost impossible to do it. So I don't do every puff because it's too much. But I'm gonna do one right now. Yeah, it's almost like I'm having coffee with milk, no sugar, and then I dunk like a little sweet cookie and then eat. But it's not very sweet on the Retrohale. So it's kind of pleasant, but at the same time, I can't do it because it's too hot. I mean, it's temperature hot, even though the smoke is not as hot. It's cool. So it's kind of really spicy on the Retrohale. It kind of bugs a little bit. It kind of get your eye Paul Briggs like. But I'm ready to give a score on these. It is an interesting. I think the Candela does affect, because I think it's coming from this mixture of complex with that added creaminess from the Candela. On the puff, I was getting espresso and like on aftertaste, and then it's getting that a little bit metallic.
Yeah.
Probably is the build-up. I don't know. I mean,
I might just need like a good purge.
We're on the beginning of the final third over here.
I like it. I'll go first. I didn't get as much. I mean, I got a little metallic. I think maybe if you purge it, it would be a little bit better. But I like the cigar. I like the overall flavor profile. I'm gonna give it a score of an 88.
I'll give 87. It's complex enough. I think the pricing point is affecting my score over here. I think if it was like $9 or $8, I would probably go $89. Just because there are other cigars at that pricing point that we'll be tasting
Better.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Well, cool. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you around next time. Cheers.